Yeah, you know, for me, it's like when you bring this whole kaupapa into this, you know, whatever the environment is, people are going to take it from their own personal perspective. And I remember one of the Tani said to me, "Oh, Whai, that was 250 years ago. What does it matter now?" And I said, "It matters because you matter, and more importantly, your tamariki matter and your mokopuna matter." And so, and always I talk from the place of, you know, what is the legacy you want to leave? And we can't dismiss hurt is hurt. Hurt people hurt people. Whatever that may look like, whatever it feels like, we have to be present to that. If you whakapapa Māori, you're descended from a line of chiefs. And our rangatira never ever saw anybody as being deficit. I remember one Tāne saying to me one day, he said, "You know, I've been to psychologists, psychiatrists," and he looked at me and he said, "You see me, don't you?" And I said, "Aye." And he said, "You see how I really am?" And I said, "You know what? I see how clever you are. Your tupuna would be so proud of you." And he said, "You know, I'm struggling with this, eh?" And I said, "Aye." And I said, "But what I want to acknowledge you for is you keep coming back." And he said, "Aye." And I just say, "Bring it on. Karafiu, mahi ate mahi." As Tahimi said, we've come too far to not go further. We've done too much to not do more. Let's just carry on with this, because as hard as it is, as challenging as it is for some of our whānau, if we can be compassionately with them as they work through this process, they know we're not judging them. We're with you. We understand, you know, and even if we don't understand, we want to be with you as you travel through this process. And I always say to whānau who have been badly damaged through trauma, and they say, "I can't remember a good time that I've ever had fire," I say to them, imagine how you wanted it to be. Imagine your tupuna and what you wanted them to give to you. And, you know, creating that space within, again, I talk about the brain because it's their whakapapa stuff, their awakening. They begin to say, "This is what I wanted. This is what I needed." Okay, so bring that into the conversation, because the more they focus on the trauma, the more it gets activated. And so I'm not saying to deny it. We can't deny trauma's trauma. But if we want to paint a new pathway forward, then what is it you can imagine with you embracing? Imagine what your tupuna wanted you to have. Because when a baby is born, no one says, "Oh, great, a life to stuff up." Nobody says that. But we know that hurt people because they haven't dealt with their own trauma. And so it's creating these processes of building another whare where they can reimagine how it could have been, and then to embed that. So for me, it's like acknowledging our own faults and limitations and bringing that to the fore. So, you know, all the parents are the experts in their baby. And I start that first and foremost. I'm not the expert in your tamariki. You are, you know, and I might have some knowledge, but you will have the best knowledge that there is to access from within you. It's how we listen to people. It's how we create a process so that I'm here, I'm prepared to listen. I'm not going to offer you a solution because I believe in you, that you have the power to make the changes that you want to make.